Hi, welcome to Codevo. In today's video, we'll be solving the question of completing tasks. So there are 5 students and we are given 3 inputs, 15, 6 and an array. So what does this mean? 15 means the total number of tasks these 5 students have to complete, and 6 represents the total number of tasks that has already been completed by the 3 boys in the group. So what are those 6 tasks? In 1 to 15, second task, fifth task, and all these tasks that are given in the array are completed. So in 15 tasks, 6 are completed, so 9 are remaining, and these 9 tasks has to be completed by the remaining 2 of the group. So that is the 2 girls, Tanya and Manya. So the name seems a little weird to me, but still it doesn't matter. So as I said, 6 tasks has been completed by these 3 guys in the group, and the rest is of course 1, 3, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14 and 15. So out of the 15, 6 has been completed, that is given to us, and we are finding this array. So what we have to do is we have to split these tasks into what Tanya does and what Manya does. So how do we split these tasks into what Tanya does and what Manya does? What is given to us is, in these tasks, the first thing goes to Tanya and the second thing goes to Manya, and alternatively they switch these tasks and complete the remaining 9 tasks. So 1, 8, 11, 13 and 15 is completed by Tanya, and the remaining 3, 10, 12 and 14 are completed by Manya. So what do we have to do? We are given those 3 inputs and we have to return 2 vectors as a pair. Those vectors are the tasks that we just split it into. So 3, 10, 12, 14 would be a vector, and the other numbers that we gave to Tanya would be another vector. We have to return these 2 vectors as a pair to the function. So how do we do that? Let us move on to GFG practice and code this. So we are here at GFG practice, and what we just saw is given here as a really big para. So let's leave that and move on to the coding part. So here we are given a function find task, and we have those 3 arguments n, m and the array. So as I said, we have to return pair of vectors as the output. So what we have to do is we have to find which tasks are completed by the guys and which are not. So we have to assign the tasks which are not completed to these girls. So what we do, we create an array for that, and let's name it numbers. So the size of this array is gonna be n, and the default value is gonna be 0. Okay, so we are gonna mark it as 1 if it is found in the array that is given to us as argument. What does it mean? The tasks that are completed is given to us as argument in the array ARR, and hence we'll traverse that array and mark it as 1 in the numbers of n array. So at the end of this traversal, we'll get the numbers of array, in which we would have 0 if the task is not completed and 1 if the task is completed. Now let's traverse this numbers array again, and if the element is 0, it means the task is not completed, and we'll alternatively give it to Tanya and Manya, and we'll push it into a vector and then return those vectors. So this is the logic. Now let's code it one by one in order to completely understand it. So let us start with the first traversal that involves the traversal of array ARR and marking it as 1 in the numbers of array. So I is equal to 0, I is less than m, I plus plus. Okay, so we are marking numbers of, we need to pass in the index. So what is the index? So the number is array of I, and if the number is, let us say, 5, what would be the index that we store 5 in? It would be 4, right? Because we are using 0 based indexing, and hence array of I minus 1 would give us the index where we would want to store that value in numbers array, and hence we are marking it as 1 here. So numbers of array of I minus 1 is equal to 1. So this for loop would give us the numbers of array with 0 if the task is not completed and 1 if it is completed. Now we have to form 3 things. The first thing is declare those 2 vectors that we are gonna return. Let us name those vectors Tanya and Manya. So vector, it is gonna store an integer, and let's name it Tanya. this vector will contain all those tasks that Tanya has to complete. And similarly, we'll have another vector that will also store the value of integer, and let's name it Manya. So this vector will store all those tasks that Manya has to complete. And there are another two variables that we have to declare. What are those? Those values are is Tanya and is Manya. Is Manya is equal to 0. I'll tell you why we are using these two variables and why we have assigned it as 1 and 0 respectively just a minute when we complete this for loop. So let us start with the for loop. What we are doing here is we are splitting the task into Tanya's task and Manya's task. So first we have to traverse this numbers array which has 0 if the task is not completed. So in that case, if the value is 0, in that case we'll give it to Tanya or Manya. So to check whether we have to give it to Tanya or Manya, we are having this two variables. Those are flag variables. So let us start with the traversal. So I is equal to 0 and I is less than n I plus plus. So we are traversing the numbers array, and in that case the first condition that we have to check is whether the element is 0. In that case the task is not completed. If it is 1, it means it is completed, and if it is completed we don't have to do anything, we just have to move on to the next element. So if numbers of I is equal to 0, only in that case we have to perform all those tasks. So what is the first thing that we're checking? If is Tanya. So this means if is Tanya is equal to 1, it would return 2, and hence if condition will be satisfied, and we have to perform the tasks that are given inside the curly braces, of course. So we have these two values, as I said, to give these works alternatively. So if is Tanya is true, then it means the turn is now for Tanya, and we have to push this element or this task to Tanya's vector. So Tanya dot push underscore back of, the value that we are pushing is I plus 1. Here I is the index, plus 1 will give us the task number. So the task is 5, the index would be 4. So now we have the index, that is I, so we are adding 1 to it to get the number of tasks, and we are adding it to the array. And we have another important thing that we have to do. Now we are pushing it to Tanya. Then if we get another 0 or another task, we have to push that to Manya. So what do? We mark this is Tanya as 0 and is Manya as 1. So this condition will go false in the next iteration. So if we have a task that is not completed, that will go to Manya's vector and not Tanya's vector. And that is why we have these two flag variables. So if is Tanya is false, we'll move on to the Manya vector. So we have to push that value to Manya. So Manya dot push back of I plus 1, the exact same thing, and okay, we have to mark these flag variables again. So now we have pushed the value to Manya's vector, so the next vector or the next task should go to Tanya, and hence we are marking is Tanya as 1 and we are marking is Manya as 0, and that would complete this for loop. So all we have to do now is return this vector as a pair. So for that we are having Tanya comma Manya inside curly braces, and that would give us the pair, and we are returning that pair. So now let's run this code and verify our output. So we have got the output as problem solved successfully, and that is the solution to this problem. Now let's move on to the try touch session. So in this question we are given two integers and an array as input. So in this case the n is 2 and the value of m is also 2, and the array that is given to us is 1 and 2. What would be the answer if we pass these values to the function that we just completed? Let me know your answers in the comment section below. If you love this video, please drop a like and comment down below if you have any questions. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next episode of Daily Dose. Until then, bye bye.